interesting opening shot.
Yo, I thought I was gonna see some, like, vaginas.
Oh, and this is when they went to the museum.
Some of her paintings looked like vaginas.
Seriously? Not even close.
Come on, Jesse, you gotta look to it artistically.
Not like any vagina I ever saw.
This particular painting is of a door. Maybe we should only have sex once if it's the same thing.
Whoa, no.
Should we just watch one sunset? Or live just one day?
Repetition is not always the same.
I will say it again. A door.
A door has many symbolic, like, meaning.
Okay, so the universe took her to a door, and she got all obsessed with it and just had to paint it like 20 times until it was perfect.
I love how we can just easily relate this to Walter and his craft, his art.
No, that door was her home and she loved it.
It's all about perspective. And that's where, okay, great opening. Again, like, you can easily just correlate the story of repetition to, like, Walter and his pursuit of the perfection.
Come on, give me a step. Give me one step.
Come on, Hank, you can do it.
You can do it. How else are you going to get out of here?
Don't you have any friends? I mean, Jesus. Find something better to do.
Hank, it just wants to be supported.
It's all right.
Yeah, I'm sure Walter Jr. understands, like, Hank's situation and why he just lashed out. Like, a very adult response. If this is Walter we're talking about, then he would probably be taking that up to, like, oh, goddamn you, you know?
We got our first bill. And, you know, if you're still insistent.
But how much is it?
You're sure you can do this?
I can't tell if that's, like, a reassuring yeah or not. Oh, fantastic shot right here. We got rid of the fly, so on to business we go. Walter's keeping a keen eye, making sure that none of it is being taken by Jesse.
Just say the words. You think I'm stealing?
It can be wired. Better keep your mouth.
I see we have some new people here at group, a couple new faces. See some hands? First time?
New customers.
Hey, sup? I'm Jesse.
Well, hello. My name is Brandon. And this is, I believe, Peter.
Hi, I'm Peter. How are you?
Give them the Oscar, man. Incredible performance.
Mad volume?
Yeah, it's, you know, it's
not really mad volume, is it?
it's not so good.
Yeah.
That's it? To who?
The girl? Oh, gosh.
They're here trying to better themselves.
Yeah, there's like positivity and stuff going on.
It would be crazy if the both of them kind of got converted because of here. You know what I mean? Like, they actually got into the therapy and they actually, you know, decided not to be with this anymore. The business, I mean.
Show you exactly how easy it is.
Yeah. Yeah, they were focusing on that girl a lot more. And obviously showing, like, Jesse's reaction when they first introduced to her character.
Aunt Marie's coming to dinner?
No. Your dad is.
Walter Jr. seems happy to hear that.
Are you that boring?
Oh, once again, the shot is iconic.
Which means I can get my provisional and start driving by myself.
Way to go.
Since when? You don't turn 16 for 2 more months.
It doesn't matter, it's a provisional.
Walter Jr.'s 15. Did I miss that? I thought he was 17.
What is Ice Station Zebra Associates?
It's a loan out. It's fine.
You gotta be more honest, Walt. Well, I guess he can't really say. Never mind.
Walt, this money has to be unimpeachable when it reaches Hank and Marie.
And it is. It will be.
Oh, I have a bad feeling about this. I don't know. Skylar's right though, like, it's right to be very cautious, especially in this situation. And of course, Walter doesn't want this to happen to his family. Consequences. Was that Saul in the photo in the back? Oh man, I guess they are. Gonna go to Saul. I guess this is the first time that Skylar is meeting with Saul, right?
I'm just gonna call you Skylar if that's okay. It's a lovely name. Reminds me of a big, beautiful sky.
Skylar reminds me of the sky. Yeah, yeah.
Clearly, his taste in women is the same as his taste in lawyers. Only the very best, with just the right amount of dirty.
Clearly, we are for the sake of my brother-in-law.
I've heard about him. He's an American hero.
Trying to score sympathy points like, your brother's an American hero.
First step is something we like to call money laundering. All right? Take your money, represented by, say,
Saul?
these jelly beans.
You know,
And
I'm a
I,
bookkeeper, so I know what money laundering is.
Uh-huh. Well,
Never thought I would see this interaction, if I'm gonna be honest.
Investment in what?
drum roll, please. Wait for it. Laser tag.
Laser tag.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
Makes more sense than you two being together.
Ooh. Ooh. I love this back and forth between Skylar and Saul. It's actually a pretty good dynamic.
Really? That's what we're supposed to tell people, our family, our friends?
Tell him, Skylar. Tell him. I love how Walter just sits there and just let it all play out. That scene was entirely Skylar and Saul, and I love it. Well, Jesse, it seems you got a score. I feel like when Jesse starts to show her the goods, she's going to reject it. Like, I don't think it's going to be a repeat of what happened with Jane.
I can't get caught using it yet.
There it is. The rejection.
Man, I wish I could make that feeling last.
She's definitely thinking about it.
Like I said, I got nothing here.
What if I could get some?
She already said no twice.
Mommy.
Whoa! Oh! She.
I thought you had a meeting.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jesse. This is unexpected.
Jesse, this is Grandma. Desgraciados.
I don't know what she said, but
Cansada, bien cansada de todos. Desgraciados sin vergüenza.
she sounds pissed. Desgraciados? Disgrace? Genius. Imagine coming in there and say, "Hey boss, remember me? Yeah, I'm buying this place now." It's actually quite smart. Man, Skylar is kind of carrying Walter's like current situation here, though it is her idea on like using the money for Hank and such. So interesting development. I'm enjoying it.
I have magical powers. You want to see? Okay.
Whoa!
You like that?
It's science and stuff makes it do that.
You learned it from the best.
Tomas does tricks with firecrackers, huh? Who's Tomas?
The father.
My kid brother.
Yeah?
Wait, kid brother. Something's up with Tomas.
All due respect, I don't see it. So I vote no.
Makes a better story than your laser tag.
Is that you talking or Yoko Ono?
Ooh. If Skylar's Yoko Ono and Walter's like John Lennon, then we know what happened to John Lennon at the end.
Thought maybe if you're holding, we can do something.
What?
You know, that blue stuff you were talking about?
Oh shit. And suddenly Jesse's moral compass is starting to change.
Well, you said the kid is coming home.
Yeah, in a few hours.
Oh, this is so good. This is so good.
What kind of mother are you?
What? The day Brock was born, I swore I won't let what happened to Tomas happen to my son.
Huh.
Then, when he was 10, there's some initiation or something.
He has to kill somebody? Or do
I mean,
drugs?
kill somebody.
Kill somebody.
Him or some dude. So he did it.
Oh my god, it was...
Who did you say he killed?
It was him?
Some dealer
Oh my god, what a callback.
from some outside crew.
What a callback.
Rode up on his bike and shot him.
Dude, this is insane. This is insane. I can't believe it. This is great. I'm forgetting the dude's name. Ah, shit. But you know who I'm talking about.
What else did he tell you?
He was selling the blue meth.
He shot the guy right through the neck.
No mention of it? I wonder if Jesse knows how he died. And that he can piece it all together.
Hank?
I leave this hospital when I walk out of here. You understand? And not before.
You gotta respect that, man. You gotta respect that.
What's a Danny?
Danny's an accomplice. Someone who's in on the scheme. Who knows about laundering.
What if Skylar's gonna be the Danny?
What about me?
Same wavelength here. It's like the most obvious, like...
I'll be the Danny.
Skylar, that is not a good idea.
Why not?
You are not in this. You are not
I'm
in
married.
this.
How am I
We
not
are
in
not
this?
married, Skylar. We're divorced.
Oh, this is great. This is great.
Right?
Let's get
I
unmarried.
Never actually got
Undivorced, I
around to
mean.
filing the papers.
Well,
Married couples can't be compelled to testify against one another.
Gotta hand it to Skylar, man.
Yes?
Gus?
An invitation.
Oh my god, the door. Going back to like the beginning of this episode. Jesse looking at the door.
Walter, you're right on time. Please, come here.
Well. An invitation from the devil.
Do you mind?
Ooh.
What would you slice the garlic? Very thin.
Oh, what a shot.
It always amazes me the way the senses work in connection to memory. I mean, this stew is simply an amalgam of ingredients.
Great shot.
You are a wealthy man now. And one must learn to be rich. To be poor, anyone can manage. Never make the same mistake twice.
Walter's whole life has been about making the same mistakes. Oh, this is it, isn't it? Yeah, this is the place. Oh my god, is that him? Is that Tomas?
Shit, come on, yo.
300.
A car is coming up. This is dangerous territory, man. You gotta be careful, man. He has a gun. He has a gun. Oh. Okay. Alright, that was Breaking Bad Season 3, Episode 11. And honestly, I think the biggest highlight for me for this episode was obviously the character development for Skylar and Walter's relationship. That was surprising. Seeing Skylar kind of taking up this, I guess, quote unquote, responsibility of choosing this path, right? That Walter kind of laid it all out nicely for Skylar, hey, I got the money. I know you don't want the money, but I do have the money, and Skylar's basically kind of, accepting the fact that they have the money to pay Marie and Hank. But it's this fascinating development for Skylar because never would I have imagined Skylar to be in this position of, I guess, working together with Walter. But it's also kind of showcasing this really rocky relationship between the two of used to be in love, then they absolutely hate each other, and then they are separated. But then once Skylar kind of understands Walter's situation, and also now that Skylar is sort of in a similar position of helplessness, and yet the simplest solution is right there. She chose the simplest solution, right? It's just a really interesting choice to develop her character, and I actually love it because it's not making Skylar one note, if you will. If Skylar was one note, then she would simply go against everything that Walter is trying to accomplish, or his goal, or his whatever it is that he has possessed currently, and the means that he was able to possess these things. But no, Skylar actually said, you know what? I'm gonna get my hands a bit dirty in this as well. It's for the greater good. It's for my family. Basically, things that Walter said. Now, obviously, Walter is doing all the dirty work, right? Walter is the one who is essentially being the one in the front lines, right? If anybody gets caught, then Walter is going to be prime suspect number one. Walter is going to be the one that is going to be taking the most blame, the one that is going to be taking the most responsibility. And the scary part is Skylar still has the, I guess, the ability to sever all ties with Walter come the moment if Walter does get caught. Like, Skylar can just say, no, I have no idea about all of this, officer. And again, the scary part is Skylar could get away with it. Walter's going to once again be the guy who gets beaten up, essentially. But yeah, seeing Skylar slowly working together with Walter, understanding, not really understanding, but more so realizing the quote-unquote good that Walter can give for her own personal gains. And also the scene of her talking with Saul, that was great. That was great. But I am curious to know what will happen next to her character in the future now that she has kind of gone on this path, to the point of even suggesting that, hey, you need somebody to work around the money laundering. How about me? Right? How about I take the role of the Danny and do all of the work in the car wash? I mean, you can trust me, right, Walter? And that is when things get a bit tricky, not just for Walt, but also for me as an audience, because can we fully 100% trust Skylar in all of this? There's a reason why Walter wanted to keep his family away from all of this. He doesn't want anybody's help except for people that he can easily control and take command of, such as Jesse, right? Walter believes that he can get a hand on Jesse. Jesse couldn't get away from, Jesse cannot go against Walter because Walter is the one that has the leash on Jesse. Or at least that is what Walter kind of thinks, right? But when it comes to Skylar, obviously Walter and Skylar, it's not like Skylar is beneath Walter. No, they are toe-to-toe together. They are an equal, right? So that is going to be a problem. How can Walter trust Skylar, especially somebody who has never been in this line of work before? Now, of course, later on in the episode, we're seeing more of Walter and Gus's relationship, more of their development. And in the case of that, that's obviously like somebody who is far higher than Walter's like position. Like that is somebody that even Walter cannot really fully go against because Gus is the one that is keeping Walter safe, right? Gus has the gun on Walt. It's kind of like the meme of like the people pointing at the guns towards each other. It's like, I got you. No, I got you in the back. So it's like Gus has his guns pointing at Walter. Walter has his guns pointing at Jesse, right? So it's a ladder. It's a matter of like who has the most control out of everybody else. But yeah, all of this has been really interesting development. I'm really keen to see like how things go. And we are kind of approaching the end of the season, so I'm curious to know like how the season is going to end. Like usually with the seasons of Breaking Bad, we all end on something that is climactic, that kind of changes the game for us, and it's going to affect like the next season and how the status quo of the next season begins, right? So I'm curious to know what is going to happen here, especially by the end of this episode. Let's just cut immediately to that, because we see Jesse kind of arriving at the place where Combo died. I just researched his name again. It's been a while. I kind of forgot Combo's name, but yeah, going back to like Combo's place and then meeting with Tomas and the rival gangs and having this sort of what I can only describe as a vengeful look in his eyes, this look of anger and someone who is seeking vengeance. Now I wonder if Jesse will go the extra mile of, we're gonna start a gang war, or we're gonna take care of business here, and it's a matter of how is he going to approach it. Because obviously we have, let's say, men at our disposal. You know, if we call Gus into the situation, I'm sure he can deal with it, and I'm sure with clever persuasion, we can persuade Gus to say, hey, here's a place that we can sell our meth, but there's a rival gang, and that gang is kind of controlling that area, and we can't really procure and distribute our meth there. But if we get rid of the gang, then we can get in there, and then we can control the area, get some money, and we can kind of persuade Gus into that. But I don't know if Gus is going to like accept it. Like you're giving orders to me? Is that what is happening? You think you can control me? You think you can tell me what to do? And Gus will look at the neighborhood as like, yeah, that's like, doesn't matter. Like, that's just a tiny patch of the neighborhood. Like, I'm thinking bigger game here. You know, like, it all depends. It all depends on like how Jesse's going to handle the situation. Maybe not. Maybe Jesse's actually just going to let it all go, right? But all of this is also going to tie in with Jesse's like relationship to Andrea. And I don't know how that's gonna play off. Because Jesse getting a girl, and one that is a mother at that with a son is something that is not on my Breaking Bad bingo card. but Jesse always had this really nice relationship to children in the series. Like, he is always looking out for children. He's always, he has a moral compass. He has his own beliefs and his own standards, I guess, when it comes to children. Like, hey, I hate you, but if you have something to do with kids, then I'm gonna hate you even more. Like Jesse always has a way of trying to make sure that the kids that he encounter in the show will always, have a quote unquote happy ending. Like looking back to like the kid with the meth parents all those seasons ago, like season 2. So I'm curious to know like how he's going to handle this situation, especially in regards to Tomas. But then again, like Tomas like older than most of the kids that we have seen Jesse interact with, so I don't know how he's going to handle with that. Also, the fact that Thomas already shot Combo and killed Combo, that's like yeah. So there's some bad blood between them. So I don't know where Jesse's gonna go here, but if I am judging on Jesse's own development as a character so far, Jesse has been on a slow decline yet again. Because from the start of season 3, where he seems like he is going through rehab and going through therapy, and obviously, you know, wishing Jesse all the best, and Jesse does not deserve all of this, you know, all of this like fiasco because Walter kind of dragged him into this world. But it's also the fact that Jesse, still despite all of that, will eventually go back to selling the meth and making his own money. Like, even Jesse's right now is kind of betraying Walter in taking the meth, you know, like taking their batches off, right? So it's a really it's a declining situation for Jesse, and it's something that personally I feel saddened about, in a good way, in terms of like character development and the narrative of the story, because it goes to show how much I actually care for these characters. And if the characters are going down the wrong path and there is still chance and hope for them to recover, to bounce back, to redeem themselves, then it's more of a, man, I really hope that you don't go that far, man. Which is the complete opposite of Walter, where I feel like there's no hope for Walter anymore, which that's just like a whole different thing. I'll end the review by also saying that there's a lot of really, really great shots within this episode. The opening shot of Jesse looking at the painting, and the painting turns out to be a door, and then we have, like, by the end of the episode, we see Walter with a very similar shot of him approaching the door, opening the door. It's just really great. I really love these two shots, and just goes to show like the two different characters and what they are dealing with here. And I guess you could also say that when it comes to Jesse, he sees the door, but he doesn't necessarily open the door. In fact, Jesse doesn't even understand the door. He doesn't even know that it is a door until somebody tells him that, yeah, that's a door, right? But Jesse didn't open the door. He didn't come in, whereas Walter did, right? Walter actually got an invitation to, you know, to enter the door from Gus, right? And he enters it, and then he makes what I would describe a quote-unquote another deal with the devil. So really enjoy like the two scenes of Jesse and Walter and the door. Really good stuff. All right, that is it for my reaction and review of this episode of Breaking Bad. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction and this review. If you do, hit the like, subscribe if you have not already. Early access and full uncut reactions are all available in Patreon. Links are all in the description below. Thank you all so much. I will see you all next time. Take care, everybody. Have a nice day. Peace.